order before you go ahead and start, that'll be perfect. Also, I do recommend just moving your mouse to the bottom middle of your screen, making sure to turn on the participant in the chat panel on the right side of your screen, just by selecting the little person with 3 lines on the shoulder, and just to the right of that, the little chat bubble. Make sure they're both solid blue.
Okay. It's 10:07. Good morning, Chair, board members. I believe the General Manager is absent today. A few housekeeping rules in order to minimize background interference. Please silence all your cell phones and other electronic devices. Please mute your mics and speakers on your computer or iPad, etc., unless speaking. Okay? I'll take a formal roll call as this is a virtual meeting. So Chair Ross.
Present.
Present. Please respond present or here. Chair Ross.
Present.
Thank you. Vice Chair Garcia.
Present.
Member Adams.
Here.
Member Gavin.
Present.
Member Jewell.
Present.
Member Gonzalez.
Here.
Member Young.
Present.
And the General Manager is absent. Thank you so much, everyone. Chair, there are no members of the public wishing to provide comments. As such, we may proceed with the regular calendar. The first order of business is to adopt the minutes of the regular board meeting of Wednesday, June 24th, 2020. Do I have a motion? Excuse me?
Motion.
Just please say your name because I can't see all the screens.
Victor
Member?
Gonzalez, motion.
Thank you. Thank you, Member Gonzalez. Second?
Paula Gavin, second.
Second?
Paula Gavin, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Thank you so much. We'll move right along to the reports section of the agenda. Chair, would you like to provide any comments or remarks?
Not at the present time. I just wanted to thank the board members for making themselves available through the past week as we briefed on the ideas for the blueprint, and at a subsequent meeting we'll follow up with the board on that and probably have a fuller report. But just wanted to say thanks for spending the time with us and also for your support.
You're welcome. Yes, sir. One comment for those that are under conversion due to the COVID, holding back on the work. We just received notification of their plans here at Wise Towers as to how they're going to be moving forward and a design of what they plan to do. And we just received it. Well, I just got it yesterday. And that's a good feeling. They're finally looking to move forward. The anticipation is killing me.
We had to adapt to the safety plan requirements. They all had to be reviewed. There's certain protocols before we can start that work again, Victor. So at some point, if you want a fuller briefing, we'll give it to you. But we're excited too.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chair. We'll move on to the reports item on the agenda. The reports on board approved temporary suspensions. These are instances where the board has approved a temporary suspension for board approval on certain contracts. The first which relate to heating related systems contracts and change orders. This was pursuant to Board Resolution 18-328-6. The second, Weatherization Assistance Program, also known as WAP, W-A-P, related contracts and change orders, which was approved pursuant to Board Resolution 19-925-16. And the third and final, ventilation and mold related contracts and change orders, which was approved pursuant to Board Resolution 19-1030-30. These 3 reports were submitted to the Corporate Secretary's office and were distributed to the board in advance of the meeting for review. These reports are hereby admitted into and made a part of this record. Unless a board member has questions relating to any of these 3 reports, we will proceed to the calendared item section of the agenda. Just as a notation, there are department reps standing by to respond to any questions that the board members may have. Any questions on the 3 reports that you were previously provided with?
Just a comment. I couldn't get to them. There was something wrong with my computer, with my iPad.
Okay, and apologize for that. If no other board member has any questions or comments, we can move right along to the next agenda item, which are the 53 calendar. Excuse me? The 53 calendar items. And we begin with item 1 to 3. I see that Patty was on. Are you presenting, Patty?
I am, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your time this morning. My name is Patty Bayros, and I am the CIO at the New York City Housing Authority. Thanks so much. I'll be presenting items numbers 1 through 3 for your consideration. Item number 1 is a request for authorization to enter into an agreement with Guidehouse LLP to provide training services associated with the migration of the tenant data management and rent collection systems from the existing AS400 platform into a new platform leveraging Oracle's Siebel and financial systems. The contract for training will commence on August 7th, 2020 and run for no longer than 2 years with a dollar value not to exceed $2.2 million. The authority's tenant data system tracks basic tenant data such as demographics, family composition, dates, income, and rent calculation, and it also provides reports on things such as vacancy and occupancy information. The rent collection system tracks charges and credits to tenant accounts. The training contract with Guidehouse is a fixed price deliverables-based contract and provides for the training for up to 1,750 people. This includes training for approximately 1,200 property manager department users, including property managers and housing assistants, and 460 central office users who complete their daily tasks in the system, as well as 20 power users who will use the system more extensively, and 12 learning and development users, which will be more of a train the trainer type of format in order to cover future training needs. The training will cover both tenancy process modules and finance-related process modules and will allow for both on-site and computer-based trainings. Thank you.
Yes. Hi, Board Member Adams. Thank you for your response regarding that nothing would change in the rent payment schedules, the access scheduled by phone and other means. Thank you. That's good to hear.
You're welcome.
I'm still struggling with remote control, but thank you.
You're welcome.
One question.
Yes.
Now, these guidelines apply to public housing. So what happens to the developments that go under the conversion? Will these guidelines still apply?
Which guidelines are you referring to? I'm sorry.
The Guidehouse that you're talking about for the training services of tenant data management and rent collection system.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that applies to public housing. Will those same rules apply when those public housing units are converted to the new Section 8? The unfunded, the PAC unfunded.
Hey, Victor, it's Greg. In the RAD model, there is a private property manager.
Right.
And the rent computation, all of the rent formula stuff is the same. And we could have one of the RAD folks talk with you about any changes in format, if I could use that term, that might be coming because of the private manager being in the process. But you won't experience there's no impact on rent because the formula is the same. And we've been trying to limit any impacts related to the transition so that families aren't surprised by anything either.
Right.
but we could sit with you and give you sort of a preview of how some of the other RAD managers are doing it, and also how they connect to our systems and so forth.
That's good. That's good. I'd like that. Thank you.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Patty?
Yes, thank you. The next item that I'll be presenting is a request for authorization to amend contract number 1906659 with Spruce Technology Incorporated for the implementation of the ServiceNow cloud-based software platform to increase the total not to exceed amount by $175,000. This contract, which did not require board approval, commenced on April 2nd, 2019, and will continue for a 2-year period concluding on April 1st, 2021. The scope of the contract includes the implementation of the IT Service Management, ITSM, and IT Business Management, ITBM modules of the platform, which cover IT ticket management and project management, respectively. The original not to exceed contract value was $533,988.20, and there has been one change order for $21,450. This additional change order will bring the total not to exceed amount to $729,438.20. The $175,000 increase is due to some changes in scope as well as changes in the system development approach that came about as NYCHA's IT department became more knowledgeable about the new products and associated best practices and processes. The cost also covers work associated with a product upgrade that was not originally planned but was necessary due to COVID-19 delays. Additionally, the original scope only included the opportunity to pilot a new IT service portal and catalog, but NYCHA IT has determined it will be more practical and seamless to the users if we implement the full catalog at once. Thank you.
Mhm.
Patty, it's Greg.
Yes.
So I read this, but can you tell me exactly what we're doing here?
Sure.
I mean, anytime I see the word widget, I get alarmed.
So we are implementing basically IT service management is the manner in which we handle kind of IT process framework. So how we handle incident tickets, how we handle requests. So this is a new system. We've formerly used custom developed local applications, and we're implementing a pretty sophisticated cloud-based platform that handles projects and tickets and all kinds of process management that is more of a standardized framework for IT management.
So this would be internal to IT to manage work requests and that, or issues and that kind of thing.
True. It also has, but it's a public, well, not public, but it's a NYCHA facing portal that allows for requests and tickets and also communications and IT asset management as it pertains to the infrastructure of the organization.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Patty, one question. So this new system that's taking over, is it going to be compatible with the existing programs that we use? Will one computer be able to talk to the other, or are we just turning over to this system?
Well, this is really sort of for our IT infrastructure management and our project management and all of that. Certainly, as it makes sense to integrate with other systems, we will. The existing systems that we're using for these specific things will be going away, but the existing systems are actually standalone systems as well. They do actually interface with some Cisco and IVR technology for our IT service desk. So those integrations will certainly continue to exist and actually will be more robust. I'm not sure if I've appropriately answered your question, so if I haven't, please clarify.
I'm referring to, oh my God, I keep forgetting the names because I remember we used to have trouble trying to go between each of these systems.
Oh, this is not going to.
So in terms of when you were dealing with IT issues, or are they other kinds of systems that would interface with this?
I right now the names of the things that I'm trying to remember eludes me. but when I remember, I will certainly reach out and maybe I'll be a lot clearer of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, please feel free to reach out. We're happy to even give you a demo and talk a little bit further about how it pertains to sort of the enterprise systems that we also support. But for now, this is really like IT management and
Right.
improving kind of the way we support the other systems as well.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I will move now to my third item. This board item is to request authorization to increase the dollar value of the NYCHA contract with Atlantic Data Security LLC, which provides security information and event management services. This contract was specifically to leverage a security and event management solution called QRadar. The original not to exceed amount of the contract was $514,400 and did not require board approval. The request is to increase the contract value by $167,283 for a total not to exceed amount of $681,683 and will cover additional network traffic monitoring due to teleworking associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. The device license costs are based on the amount of network transactions per second. When the amount of network traffic being monitored exceeds the maximum amount licensed, the excess transactions are not recorded, and this can lead to gaps in monitoring, potentially allowing for major incidents or outages to go undetected. Thank you.
So Patty, it's Greg again. When you're using the word event, you're not using you're using it as if something that impacts our system, as opposed to say like attendance at a wedding reception.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about system events or anything that's a blip across the network or
Great.
anything that should be detected by this product.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, no further questions. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you very much.
Items 4 through 6, Anika.
Hi, good morning. My name is Anika Lescott, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer. I will be presenting items 4 to start. Item 4 requests authorization to award the authority's general liability insurance program policies at a premium cost of $4,750,000. The annual program will have one-year term commencing August 1st, 2020 and continuing through July 31st, 2021, and includes terrorism coverage for liability exposures. The program policies will be provided by 8 separate insurers in 6 separate layers, with each insurer providing successive levels of coverage to reach the program limits of $105 million per occurrence and in the aggregate. Any questions on this item?
No.
No, but can you correct in the thing, because it says the amount is 4 billion rather than 4 million. You're missing a decimal.
Oh, and what? Okay, it's
Oh, I see.
it's
It's on the board calendar. It says
Yeah.
okay, so the comma is a period. It's 2 zeros. 4,750,000, correct?
correct.
Yeah, it is correct on the resolution that I have.
Yes.
Anika, this is
Yeah.
Paul Gavin. Could you again describe the actions we're taking to protect ourselves at the front end because of the notion that we were looking at a huge increase and to manage the number, we had to take some actions or will take some actions on the front end. If you could just describe those again for us, I think that would be great.
Sure, happy to do that. And I will also add Arlene Ornstein, our Director of Risk Management, is on the line and she can clarify. So when we, so the expiring liability insurance program with the policy that ended July 31st, 2020 included a $125 million limit of liability per occurrence and in the aggregate for the policy term, subject to a $5 million insurance retention. The annual premium for the expiring program was $3.3 million. We expected, as we head out to do the liability insurance program, that we would have about a 40% premium increase. And this estimate was primarily due to NYCHA's adverse claims experience, the continuing hard insurance market with insurers raising premiums and reducing capacity, as well as the negative media surrounding NYCHA. So since the outbreak of the COVID-19 crisis, the insurance market conditions have hardened even more than we initially expected. And what we're doing in response is, first of all, we're not able to get up to the $125 million limit that we had previously. So this year we had to settle on $105 million limit. That allows us to still be able to have insurance in the event of the catastrophic sort of black swan events, as we call them. But that means that in order to keep our annual premium low, the authority has to shoulder a bit more of the risk on the front end for the lower claims. So Arlene, can you just expound on that a bit more? Arlene, are you on the line? Just want to give
Yeah,
you an opportunity to
that's
comment.
there she is.
Hi, morning.
Morning.
So the authority has carried a self-insurance retention for more than a decade. And by doing this, we have a lot more control on how our claims are dispensed with. As Anika pointed out, the market continues to become very difficult to place high limits of insurance. And by providing a retention on claims, we are able to minimize the actual expenses that we pay out. Our worst claim has been a fire with multiple fatalities, which occurred in 1998, for which we had a total reserve of about $12 million. NYCHA actually paid out about $2.5 million. The rest was covered by excess insurance. So control of claim handling is a very important factor in addition to the risk transfer on providing excess catastrophic limits.
Thank you.
Okay, Anika. Okay, we can proceed.
Great, thank you. So item 5 requests authorization to approve the investment transaction for the first quarter that ended March 31st, 2020, in accordance with the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development Office of Public Safety and Housing Notice, PIH 2020-13. Are there any questions on the investment resolution report?
Yes, Board Member Adams, good morning. I
Morning.
received a response in my question about were there any losses due to stoppage of work on various contracted work in 2019. The response given to me was no. So I have a follow-up question. On any contracted work or even in the capital projects, when work is stopped for whatever reason, and the contract is, if I'm not mistaken, is paid out in thirds or 1/4, then a third, then a third during the duration of the contract. Is that correct?
So, is Steve Lovesey on the line to expound upon the response that was given by the Capital Projects Division on this question?
Steve?
Mute. Am I off mute?
Yes,
Afternoon.
we can hear you.
I can respond to the capital portions of that, Anika. So, you know, the initial question of were there any losses for the 2019 in due to stoppages, and what we indicated was the Capital Projects Division does not lose any money due to work stoppages and has not in 2019. Our capital projects are bonded, and in the event that a contractor cannot fulfill their obligations to that contract, NYCHA works with the bonding company or the security to select either another contractor to complete the work. There have been cases in which the security pays back all of the funds paid to that default contractor, and then NYCHA rebids the finished project. In both cases, NYCHA does not lose money in the process.
Okay, so I believe, let me just revisit your answer. In any, not just capital, but any contracted vendors doing work because when work is stopped, you're saying, and I think the question, let me just make sure I have it correct, is the initial agreement on the payment schedule is a third, a third, a third, or 1/4 to a third, a third during the duration of the contract. If that work is stopped, any money that initially was paid out, you're saying it's not lost. But anyone doing contracted work with NYCHA.
So I can only speak for Capital Projects Division, and we actually pay certified payroll monthly. So we have an average of 29 days once we receive an invoice. So we don't follow that same invoicing process. We actually do it monthly. But in terms of capital, due to stoppages, capital does not lose money either through the security or if there was any other type of stoppages due to a municipal agency. That is not an owner's loss, and so we don't lose funds on those.
So there's no loss of payment. I understand what you said about how it's paid, but when it's paid, maybe my question is not clear again. When it's paid and it stops with the vendors, the contractors, the plumbers, electricians, when that work stops and we have to find someone else, there's no money lost on the front end of that contract, whatever was paid out. You're saying that did not happen for 2019, at least 5 developments that have stopped work, which that happened. But you're saying no money is lost when those contracts are halted for whatever reason.
Correct. For Capital Projects Division, no money is lost due to work stoppages.
Okay, but my information came up something clearly different, that any city agency, besides when those contracts are paid, work stops, and it's usually paid in increments of a third, or 1/4, a third, especially in large agencies like ours, that money is lost. So there's a disconnect with what I'm being told and what I'm understanding coming from
Joe,
you.
we're not a city agency.
Okay, well, what I'm saying.
I mean, we might follow city rules when we're spending city money, but on a lot of the federal funding, this is all bonded. There's performance and completion bonds. Now, we may lose time. There may be a gap between if something happens on the job that we have to call the bond. But to Steve's point, under the contract terms, the bonding agent comes in and completes the job, potentially with a new vendor, depending on the circumstances. So
I agree with your response that there is time left. Okay,
yeah.
Let's move on then. Okay, let's move on.
No, and the last thing I want to say is some of the other contracts that we let, those terms may be a little bit different than capital. So if you have more questions about it, we could take it offline because operation contracts terms could vary from some of the capital terms, just to be clear.
That's fine. I'll revisit that at a later time. Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
So I just have an interesting question along the same line, because I'm hearing in my head 2 different things. Are you saying that when there's a stoppage of anything and we've already paid it, we recoup that money?
No. If we've paid it for work completed, we've paid it out. Now, if there's a stoppage, we may stop a payment for, and Steve, correct me if I get this wrong, we may stop payments till we sort out who's going to finish the work, but that means we call the bond. If we call the performance bond, then the bonding company has a say in who they bring in to finish the work.
Right. So the monies we've already paid out, what happens to those monies?
Victor, can I just jump in here for a second? There's almost no one in the city or government who prepays for construction work.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
We pay upon completion, and there can be milestones in a contract. So you poured 500 yards of concrete. We don't pay you till the 500 yards are completed. If you can't finish the contract, then we could bring in another firm, and we would just never pay you for that work.
And your
So
answer
in essence,
thank you.
I just heard somebody say that sometimes the contracts are paid incrementally.
Right, but only for work complete. They're 30% complete. We'll pay you for 30% of the work.
I see. So then if anything happens after that, then we go to somebody else. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Catherine. All right.
Yeah, thanks, Catherine. It's kind of pay as you go.
Well, okay. All right.
Okay,
And we all retain money afterwards with percentage of the contract, even after they're completed for a full year, to make sure we get our money's worth.
On item number 5, there was another question which I received response about the 3 banks in question. That information seems to be satisfactory. There was more information provided, and I just want to say thank you on those 3 banks. I have a clear picture of what those financial institutions are doing. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Board Member Adams. We appreciated your question and we were happy to provide a response to you.
You're welcome.
And Anika, hi, it's Greg. I just had one question. What are the interest rates looking like? I'm looking at the first quarter in the narrative where we had an annual return of about 1.53. Does that seem to be holding or?
So I think that, as the market reels from the effects of the coronavirus crisis, we were able to retain a bit over 1% on the investments, but we're expecting that rate could decline.
Okay.
We are doing all that we can to reinvest at the highest levels possible. Many of our bonds have been called, and so we've had to reinvest at lower rates than previously. But we're trying to do as much as we can on the short term to get high interest rates from our partners where we can, and also to make sure that we're containing the risk. So we have tri-party agreements and general depository agreements just to protect the money that we are investing. And so, in many cases, we sweep those at the end of the night. If a bond is called, we reinvest appropriately following the HUD guidelines. But to the main point of your question is, we hope that it holds. We're trying our best. We're looking at this every single day. We're working with our bank partners every day to get as much as we can. But unfortunately, we're beholden to the market here.
Sure. Thank you.
okay. Next item.
I will move on to item 6. Item 6 requests authorization to enter into an agreement with Bank of America Capital Corp. to obtain financing with a principal amount of $2.3 million in general obligation financing for the installation of additional energy conservation measures to be performed through an existing energy performance contract with a combined principal and interest repayment amount not to exceed $37.5 million, commencing on September 1, 2020, and continuing through July 1, 2038.
Question to Chairman Russ. Is this part of the energy, what we discussed the other day, this is part of the plan? Are they included in the us?
Joe, no, it predates the plan. It's the same principles where we're making improvements to reduce our consumption, or our efficiency. But when we start to do the capital work we talked about in the blueprint, that'll be at a different scale, and would include heating, elevator, and lighting, most likely. Some of that's in this work from past years, but yeah, some version of this will continue. We're just not quite sure what it's going to look like.
It's a family member to what we're doing. Okay, got you.
Yeah, it is. They're related. That's correct.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anika. Items 7 through 9, Steve? Steve Lepsy, 7 through 9.
Good morning. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Steve Lovesey. I'm the Executive Vice President for Capital Projects Division. I will be presenting board items number 7 through 9. Prior to this, as earlier stated, we provided the reporting, but I wanted to let you all know that our June spend rate, capital, had certified payroll of $81 million to contracts and either construction work or professional services. Item number 7, Capital Projects Division seeks authorization to amend Board Resolution 16-4/27-21, which authorized the entering into an emergency services agreement with Armesco, Inc., related to the implementation of a HUD-approved energy performance contract for installation of energy conservation measures. The change is one, changing the contract number from BL 1608121 to BL 1709464 to accurately reflect the number that appears on the executed energy service agreement. The second is to increase the not to exceed amount in order to fund additional and modified scope of work for the installation of additional energy conservation measures during the remainder of the 20-year term, which commenced in December 21st, 2016, and will continue through December 20th, 2036. We are able to do this with HUD's approval when we find available and additional energy savings. The original, the scope changes of the work is one, we will be adding a new development, Atlantic Terminal, to receive apartment lighting upgrades, common area lighting upgrades, and apartment temperature sensors. And then we will be, of the original sites, 7 of those 16 sites will receive additional temperature sensors. The original contract amount was $56 million. The amount for amending is $23,298,752.13 for a revised award amount of $79,298,752.13. If there are no other questions on board number. Oh, yep.
Steve, my question is I think it's for Chairman Russ regarding the small item in there about the heating sensors. I don't know if Ms. Koch is here on board. I just wanted to know, has the protocol been set on how the heating sensors will be placed in apartments? Because primarily they've been placed over the years higher toward lighting. I know this is not, you're talking about the macro issue with the financial, but I'm just trying to find out about the heating sensors protocol. If anybody's familiar with how they're placed in the individual apartments to assess heat.
Mm-hmm. We can give you a briefing specifically on the location of those. We work with our energy performance engineers, and they are placed in a percentage of the development, around 30% of the development, and that gives a accurate reading of the temperature throughout the entire building. And I said, excuse me, development, I meant building, 30% of the building. And then those are located in areas so that way the ambient heat and the heat from the radiators in those scenarios, I think majority of these are steam fed radiators. So that way the ambient temperature in the apartment is read and not a reading that might be false because of it being too close to a radiator, too close to a window, or too close to an outside wall.
Because my past experience with these, they've been placed higher, and lighting fixtures, not comfort levels where people are sitting, eating, or sleeping, and that gives sometimes a false result. So we can revisit that later. I was just asking. Thank you, Steve.
Okay, and we can get you that exact location if you'd like.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Item number
Thank
8.
you very much. Going on to board briefing number 8. Capital Projects Division seeks authorization to reject all bids for the contract for a sports field upgrade at Throgs Neck Houses. Capital received 11 bid proposals for this contract. The first lowest bidder, Quality Construction Consulting LLC, was deemed non-responsive for failure to submit the required bid bond at the time of the bid, as outlined by the authority's documents. The second lowest bidder, DBA Dynamic Construction Company, submitted a bid that was 15.77 above the cost estimate provided by Capital's consultants. We reviewed the bids and we feel that this is above the market value. CPD is requesting authorization to reject all bids. We will review the drawings and review the contracts, and at a later date put this project back out for bid.
Okay. Item
If
number
there are no
9.
other questions, 9. Capital Projects Division seeks authorization to reject all bids for the restoration associated to a Sandy recovery program at Beach 41. This is a playground. There were 9 bid proposals received for this contract. The first lowest bidder, A. Peter Luger Construction, Inc., submitted a bid for $819,142. This was about 17.93% above our cost estimates from our third-party or outside consultant. We deemed that this price, as well as the other 9 or other 8 proposals, were above market value, and we are requesting to reject all bids. We will reevaluate the drawings and the procurement process and put this back out to bid.
Perfect. Thank you,
Thank
Steve.
you very much.
Okay. Items 10 through 13, Amy Duke.
Hi, and good morning. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Amy Duke. I'm Senior Advisor to the Health and Homes, and I'm presenting Red. I'll be presenting items 10 through 13, starting off with items 10, 11, and 12. We're requesting authorization to ratify the award of 3 idiq contracts for dust wipe analysis. The testing services, they are 2-year an option for the dollar amount is not to exceed 7.
Amy, can I interrupt you? You're cutting off, so can you speak closer to the microphone, or because you're, thank you so much.
No problem. So the contracts are 2 years with an option to renew for 1 year. The dollar value is not to exceed $750K, and the vendor BNC has been cleared. The samples will be collected by our in-house staff for all lead-based paint activities for RRP and abatement.
Hello?
Are there any questions?
If there are no questions, we can proceed.
Okay. Item 13, we are requesting authorization for an increase to the not exceed amount for the contract that was awarded to Warren and Panzer for lead-based paint dust wipe inspection and testing. The initial contract did not require board authorization, and it is a 2-year contract with a 1-year renewal option. And we need to increase the funding for this contract.
Did you say the amount?
Yes, the amount is $780,890.
Okay. Any questions on item 13?
The only thing I have is on these items, these testing swipes or wipes. I know prior to this contract, we were visited by HUD and other agencies to do the same thing, to double check, not only for lead paint, but also mold and other stuff that they were doing in the apartment. So is this just gonna be that agency or that company that's going to do this and no one else?
We are just trying to increase the not to exceed amount. So yes, they'll only be doing lead-based paint dust wipe inspections and testing.
Okay, so no other agency will be involved?
With this item, you're correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Amy. No other questions on 10 through 13. We'll move on to item 14. Edward Spencer.
Hi, good morning. My name is Spencer Edwards, and I'm the Senior Project Manager with NYCHA's Real Estate Development Department, and I'm presenting item number 14 for your consideration. The Real Estate Development Department is seeking authorization to amend a prior board resolution 19-1030-2. The prior board resolution and this amendment concern a proposed 200-unit affordable senior housing development to be built on the grounds of Sotomayor houses. The prior board resolution authorized submission of a Section 18 application to enter into a 99-year ground lease for an approximately 12,000 square foot parcel of land on the grounds of Sotomayor houses in the Bronx to build an affordable senior housing development with approximately 200 units and 1 superintendent unit, ground floor community facility uses, and on-site supportive services for residents. The newly created affordable housing units will serve senior households earning up to 50% of the area median income. NYCHA's development partner and the lessee under the proposed 99-year ground lease will be Casa Salina, which is a joint venture amongst Zenolith Partners, a certified women-owned business enterprise, the Kretschmer Companies, ELH Management, and Jewish Association Serving the Aging. Through this proposed board amendment, NYCHA Real Estate Development is now seeking authorization to make 3 changes to the prior resolution. 1, to reflect a change in the proposed prepaid lease payment to be paid to the authority at closing from approximately $2.6 million to $1. This change is supported by the value that will be provided by this project through the construction of this building, its affordable units, the community space, and the supportive services for senior residents in the new building, as well as for residents in Sotomayor houses. 2, the approximate zoning floor area of the project has changed from 130,193 square feet to 132,237 square feet in light of construction design changes. And finally, the project has been assigned a tentative tax lot number of Bronx Block 3730, Lot 39. The creation of affordable housing, including a percentage of newly created affordable housing for current authority residents, as well as the community facility space, continues to be the primary priority for this project. And these changes and updates to the project will enable us to further these goals. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
No, not me.
Thank you. No questions. Thank you, Spencer. Appreciate it. We'll move on. Items 15 through 51. Joe, are you there?
Hello, this is Joe Cortine. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Sorry, I had some connectivity problems this morning, so I'm doing it on my cell phone this morning. Sorry for if there are any issues with hearing. If I need to repeat something, certainly please let me know. Thank you.
Okay. We're hearing you loud and clear, Joe. You may proceed 15 through 51. Thanks.
Thank you. Item number 15 is seeking authorization to award a requirement contract to Central Plumbing Specialties Company Incorporated, the 3-year contract for purchase and delivery of stainless steel kitchen sinks, delivery of those sinks to various developments citywide in Long Island City in the amount of $4,863,429. Questions?
Proceed.
Item number 16 is requested an agreement with New York State Industries for the Disabled Incorporated for the purchase and delivery of male and female-sized winter and summer uniforms. It's a contract commencing on August 1st, 2020 through July 31st, 2023. The amount of $4,166,723.69.
Okay. 17.
In authorization to award a requirement contract to Petson Building Supply Incorporated for the purchase and delivery of metal lath and accessories, various developments citywide in Long Island City, in the amount of $1,191,629.13. This is a 3-year contract.
Proceed.
Item number 18 is seeking authorization to award a requirement contract to Weld Power Generator Incorporated for preventative maintenance and service repairs to various diesel generators. It's a 2-year requirement contract with a 1-year renewal option in various developments citywide in the amount of $793,998.32. Item number 19 seeks authorization to award a requirement contract to Earthlink General Construction Incorporated for installation and removal of wood scaffold and barrier skirt systems. 2-year contract with a 1-year renewal option in the amount of $1,342,480 at various developments citywide.
Yes. Joseph?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what I had wanted to talk to you about, but there's going to be various questions. So in the interest of saving time for today's meeting, we'll talk about this offline, if that's possible.
Very good.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, proceed.
Okay. Items 20, 21, and 22. Authorization to ratify an award is 3 idiq contracts with Green Builders Group, New York, NY Incorporated, for all-inclusive maintenance, repairs, and environmental services in move-out apartments and court cases. These are 2-year contracts with 1-year renewal option. Item number 20 is for various cost development in the amount of $40,318,000. Item number 21, $10 billion, various developments citywide. And item 22 is the amount of $38,454 and for various Manhattan developments. These are for move-out apartments and court cases where they may encounter, as is added here, this environmental services also apply.
Just a comment. Just to comment on the last couple of resolutions. I'm very glad to see that there's a lot of Section 3 hiring on these particular ones. That's one of my pet peeves. I love to see our residents working. Thanks.
Thank you. Items 22 through 51 are seeking authorizations for funding increases. Item number 23, it's a contract with Beasler Painting Company Incorporated for removal and installation of vinyl composition floor tiles in apartments. 1-year term with a 6-month renewal option, October 1st, 2019, continuing on through March 30th of 2021. The amount of $50,000, which includes mission houses, Betances 2, and Betances 3.
Okay.
Item 24. With the contract awarded to Sahara Construction Corporation for wood floor repair and refinish. The 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, October 1st, 2018 through September 30th of 2021. The amount of $91,223.94. Various developments in Manhattan. Item number 25 is a contract with Mahi Painting Incorporated for plaster restoration with 2-year terms with a 1-year renewal option, commencing February 7th, 2019 through February 6th of 2022 in the amount of $1,302,802.76. Various mixed finance developments in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Staten Island. Item number 26 is a requirement contract awarded to Mahi Painting Incorporated for plaster restoration. It's a 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option. It is also seeking to change the information on the term dates, which is incorrect. To update them, they were December dates. They should have been January 16th, 2019 through January 15th of 2022. The amount of the contract, the increase is $1,538,804.89 for various Manhattan developments.
Proceed.
Item number 27 is a contract with Dirty Gloves Drain Services, LLC, sewer rotting with water jetting, including closed-circuit television, camera inspection. This was an initial 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, May 23rd, 2018 through May 22nd of 2021, in the amount of $53,337.24 for various mixed finance developments in Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Staten Island. Item number 28 is the contract with Mahi Painting Incorporated for janitorial, general cleaning, and debris removal for move-out apartments and fire damage apartments. There's an initial 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option from September 24th, 2018, continuing on through September 23rd of 2021, in the amount of $70,186.60 for various mixed finance developments in Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Staten Island. Item number 29 is a contract awarded to Campbell's Professional Services, LLC for janitorial, general cleaning, and debris removal, also move-out apartments and fire damage. A 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, commencing September 21st, 2018 through September 20th of 2021, in the amount of $112,928.55 for various Manhattan developments. Item number 30 is contract awarded to United Eagle Renovations Incorporated for acid wash of concrete. 3-year term with a 1-year renewal option, commencing August 9th, 2018 through August 8th of 2021, the amount of $37,364.60 at various Manhattan developments. Item 31 is with Max Builders Incorporated for asphalt and concrete repairs. The 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, January 7th, 2019 through January 6th of 2021, the amount of $1,018,913.16 in various developments citywide.
Question. Whenever we're doing that kind of work, how far do we extend from the edge of our property into the city street, or we end at the edge?
These are at the edge. These are mainly on the grounds, these types of contracts. The city, like sidewalk is might be under a different contract.
Right, so there's no ruling then with the city, whereas at the edge of our property, when we're talking about asphalt and concrete, that it extends a certain amount where it's still our responsibility, or it just ends right there. For example, let me give you an example. There's a tree at the edge of the street. It's grown. It is now moving towards the property where the street is being uprooted. How far does that extend? Or if the only way we'll address it is if it's the edge of the property?
Well, it really depends, because as with all sidewalks, the adjacent owners of the property are responsible, right, for the maintenance. So if it was a tree, like a tree on our campus that caused that damage, that would probably be then our responsibility to repair. if it were a tree that was a city tree out near the street, there is a possibility that because of being addressed, like Parks Department, it would have to go through because there's a whole tree issue and removing trees and roots and so forth. It might have to go through them and then the sidewalk repair would go.
Okay.
It's mutual, but most times it's the owner that will end up having to do that repair and maintain the sidewalk. DOT may take the responsibility.
Okay. Can whoever, someone should mute their phone or something? There's a lot of disturbance sometimes and you can't hear what the speaker is saying. Okay.
Okay, item number 32 is a contract with Earthworks General Construction Incorporated for cleaning of basement and crawl spaces. It's initial 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, August 13th, 2018 through August 12th of 2021. The amount of $23,489.77. Various developments in Manhattan. Item number 33. Contract awarded to Max Builders Incorporated for cleaning of ductwork and exhaust systems. It's a 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, commencing January 7th, 2019 through January 6th of 2022 in the amount of $151,445.49. Various developments in Manhattan. Item 34 is a contract TDM Royal Incorporated for cleaning and sanitizing of compactor chutes. It's a 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, October 16th, 2018 through October 15th of 2021 in the amount of $186,751.13 in various developments in Manhattan. Item 35 is a contract with EIA Electric Incorporated for repair and or replacement of public space lighting. It's a 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option commencing August 14th, 2018 through August 13th of 2021. The amount of $88,335.47. Various developments in Manhattan. Item 36. Contract with Metro City Renovation Incorporated for repair and replacement of hopper doors and pans in those chutes. A 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option. January 20th, 2018 through January 19th, 2021 in the amount of $482,716.84. This is for various developments in Manhattan. Item number 37, the contract with Encore Construction and Contracting Incorporated for the repair and or replacement of roof and rear exit doors. It's a 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, September 19th, 2019 through September 18th of 2021 in the amount of $222,394.24 in various developments in Manhattan. Item 38 is with Sahara Construction Corporation for repair and a replacement of roof fans. It's an initial 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, November 20th, 2018 through November 19th of 2021, the amount of $925,628.57. Various developments in Manhattan. Item 39 is with Sahara Construction Corporation for repair and or replacement of roof fans. It's a 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, December 12th, 2018 through December 11th of 2021. $306,477.41. This is for various mixed finance developments in Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan and Staten Island. Item number 40 is with RP General Construction Corporation for window repair and/or replacement. It's a 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, November 28, 2018, continuing on through November 27th of 2021. The amount of $1,427,637.96, and this is for various Manhattan developments. Item 41 is with Premier Compaction Systems, LLC, for repair of interior compactor refuse management systems. His initial 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, July 12, 2020 through July 11th of 2021, in the amount of $333,842.01 at various Manhattan developments. Item 42, Standard Wholesale Hardware Incorporated for purchase and delivery of mortise locks, lock sets, deadbolts, dead locks, faceplates, and strikes. It's a 3-year term, June 19th, 2018 through June 18th of 2021, in the amount of $304,448.88. Various developments citywide in the Long Island City Warehouse. Item 43 with APR Industries Incorporated for purchase and delivery of paddle exit latches. It's a 3-year term, commencing July 9th of 2019 through July 8th of 2022. The amount of $138,550.50. This is for various developments citywide in Long Island City Warehouse. Item 44 is with W.W. Granger Incorporated for purchase and delivery of various types of tools. It's a 1-year, 2-month term, and it commenced August 1st, 2019, through September 30th of 2020. The amount of $81,249.75, various developments citywide in the Long Island City Warehouse. Item number 45, also with W.W. Granger Incorporated for purchase and delivery of various types of tools. It's a 2-year term, 2-year, 10-month, 11-day term, commencing November 20th, 2017, September 30th, 2020. And it includes tools such as hacksaws, drill twists, heat gun kits, augers, chisels, double cutters, and grinders. In the amount of $280,212.61 with various developments citywide in the Long Island City Warehouse.
A question, Board Member Adams.
Yep.
With 44 and 45, I was sent a response information to Granger and their delivery status with NYCHA. There was indicated for 2019 the date of delivery, or the date of order, and the date of delivery. There were numbers on this indicated in red on the side of each update that I did not understand. I didn't see a explanation or note why those figures on the end of those statements for 2019 are indicated in red. Can you clarify that one first, please?
Is there anyone from procurement on the line? If you will answer, procurement provided the information.
I see the date on the 2019 status that was delivered to the warehouse, and when it was delivered, that was the first question regarding Granger, who had very questionable customer issues. But what I'm saying, I saw that, but it was indicated on red on the far right corner in each column, with no keynote explanation of what those indications meant. I had a question about 220, but I'll wait for the 2019 response first.
Can anyone respond to that question? Procurement.
Joe, we'll have to get somebody to look at it, and
Uh,
I can't give you an answer now.
I requested that though on 2 different occasions during the course of the last 4 or 5 days, Chairman Russ.
No, I understand, but if we don't have anybody on the line, then I don't want to give you information that's incorrect.
Okay, well, I had a question about 2020 also, where there was a delivery date indicated in payment, but I still have trouble indicating when the actual order went through it to indicate the time frame of delivery.
And what is your concern?
The status of being able to deliver and goods and services in a timely fashion. They have questionable issues out there with a lot of customers, and I just asked for it. There's something indicated red that means there's a problem, or there's some note that I must understand.
So the concern is whether Granger is meeting delivery dates that they've agreed to?
Yeah, there was some indication of that for 2019, but there was indications of red. That means, from my perspective, that there's some type of issue there, and it should have been some notes made at the bottom of the response saying what that meant. And on 2020,
excuse me, I'm sorry. I received an email, and it's basically that this is the days over the date it was supposed to be delivered.
So those are late deliveries.
Yes, that's what that would indicate. Days over the date it was supposed to be delivered.
Okay, so Madam Secretary.
Yes, sir.
I'm abstaining my vote on 44 and 45. Please. Thank you.
That's noted. Thank you, board member.
Thanks, Joe.
Just to clarify, it's the date over the agreed date to be delivered. So just to clarify. So
Hey,
I want to make sure
Joe, it's great. Can you, when we dig into this, can we see if it impacts our stocks in such a way that something's not available to the field?
Right. The reason I asked the question about Granger, this is, I think, my second go around with this vendor, is that they have over 74 customer related complaints about bait and switch, late deliveries. So I addressed it in 2 questions. There was some paperwork that was submitted that confirmed that they have had late deliveries of products and services to NYCHA. That confirmed that.
But my question, Joe, is whether or not the late delivery results in an impact in terms of supply, and that is a question I'll put to the field, and we can find out. In other words, we may have enough stock, we just ordered ahead, and it didn't make any impact in whether we could use the part or material or tool. But that's a question we can ask.
Well, normally down the pipeline when you're ordering stuff, from my experiences, because they're needed in the field to do things in the developments for the residents. So, and since there was no, this is the second twice. So at this time, I stand by what I just said to Secretary.
No. I'm not disputing that so much as I'm going to ask the supply folks to indicate whether we ever ran out of something because of a late delivery and it prevented us from doing work.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Right, and just that, so we're clear, these are from the numbers, I believe, from the warehouse. So that would basically be that their system triggers an order based on the amount that's in stock. In most cases, it would probably have no impact. It just is basically a restocking to bring up from the minimum level to the maximum level.
Well, if you're waiting on a delivery and it's late, and it kind of supports what the research that I've done about this company. And also on the 2020 invoices, there was a receipt saying that it was paid, but I'm still trying to indicate where the delivery date was on that. I mean, when it was ordered. It was delivered and paid for, but I was having trouble deciphering that. So I sent it out, responded, but the information did not connect. That's it. I don't want to hold the meeting. You can just move on.
Hey, Joe Cortine, can I ask you one question?
Sure.
These could be parts, equipment, and supplies that are then distributed out to a property stockroom. Is that correct?
Yes.
So
the reorder may be to fulfill the central stores, but it's possible that we've relieved central stores to the site and the equipment is still there.
Yes, because as I said, it's tracking when it drops below a certain level, then it's reordered. So it anticipates the need, or that there will be a need. It doesn't go to zero and then triggers the order. It goes to that minimum level, and then the order attempts to bring it back up to the maximum level.
Okay, well then what we can do in between is, Joe, we can get you an impact assessment on the late deliveries.
Okay, because that does affect what we're waiting on as far as parts.
Yeah, no, I understand. And I just want to make sure that we understand how that actually plays out.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
Just in the interim, I'm trying to get someone from procurement on the line so that they can call in and perhaps respond to the question, but we can proceed.
Yeah, yes, and if we can't get someone from procurement, we can prepare a little report and distribute it to the board right after this, now that we've sort of honed in on the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. That item number 46 is with Enviro Equipment Sales Ltd. The purchase and delivery of machines, roll-off compactors, and dumpster carts. And commenced March 14th, 2019, continuing on through March 13th, 2022. The amount of $606,700. Various developments citywide. Item number 47 is the Glass Corporation for purchase and delivery of glazed, bullet-resistant, and laminated glass for use in building door entrances and window replacement. This is a term. It's July 2nd, 2018 through July 1st of 2021 in the amount of $291,782. Various developments citywide in the Long Island City warehouse. Item number 48 is with New Essex Floor Covering Incorporated for maintenance and painting of apartments. It's a 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option, January 7th, 2019 through January 6th of 2022 in the amount of $100,000. Pennsylvania Avenue, Woodland Avenue, and Vandalia Avenue sites. Item number 49 is with Mercury Paint Corporation for purchase and delivery of various types of interior and exterior paints. It's a 3-year term, commencing October 1st, 2018 through September 30th of 2021 in the amount of $479,509.97. Various developments supplied in the Long Island City warehouse. Item number 50 contract with Mercury Paint Corporation for purchase and delivery of various types of AquaZoom paint. It's a 3-year term contract. It's also seeking to change the dates which were incorrect. We have changed the 3-year term contract as March 1st, 2018 through February 28th of 2021. And it's for various developments citywide in Long Island City. And it's $219,391.55. Item 51 is with the contract awarded to Mercury Painting Corporation for purchase and delivery of various types of paint, brushes, covers, and frames. It's a 3-year term contract. It's also changing the development coverage from citywide to accurately reflecting various developments citywide and the Long Island City warehouse. The 3-year term was January 23rd, 2018 through January 22nd, 2021 in the amount of $72,370.16. Questions? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Joe. We'll move on. Item 52, Hyacinth.
Yes. Good morning. My name is Hyacinth Jeffers. I am the Acting Director for the Internal Audit and Assessment Department. This resolution seeks approval to authorize NYCHA to issue the 2020 NYCHA Internal Audit Plan. The Department of Internal Audit and Assessment conducts audits and independent assessments of the efficiency and effectiveness of the authority's operations, the adequacy of internal controls, the accuracy of financial data, and compliance with applicable laws, regulations, and procedures. These work objectives are accomplished by conducting operational, financial, compliance, and information technology audits selected as a result of a formal risk assessment process. These audits are conducted in accordance with generally accepted government auditing standards issued by the Comptroller General of the United States of America, international standards for the professional practice of internal auditing promulgated by the Institute of Internal Auditors, and including other auditing standards set forth by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the internal control frameworks known as the Committee of Sponsoring Organizations of the Treasury Commission and control objectives for information and related technologies. During January and February 2020, the authority's Department of Internal Audit and Assessment performed an enterprise risk assessment process to identify the potential adverse events that may have an impact on the authority's ability to achieve its strategic and financial goals. The feedback from the exercise led to developing the 2020 NYCHA Internal Audit Plan, which will review critical systems and management controls, as well as perform more effective and efficient audits and assessments to provide executive management with recommendations that improve key internal controls of the authority and add value to the authority's business operations. It is anticipated that the Department of Internal Audit and Assessment will perform a total of 40 assignments, 21 audits, and 19 assessments for the fiscal year 2020 in the areas of administration, capital projects, community engagement and partnerships, finance, information technology, leased housing, public housing operations, tenancy administration, healthy homes, legal affairs, real estate, etc. On July 21st, 2020, the Acting Director of Internal Audit and Assessment presented the draft of the 2020 NYCHA Internal Audit Plan to the Audit Committee. Based on the presentation, the authority's Audit Committee recommended board approval for the issuance of the 2020 NYCHA Internal Audit Plan. Therefore, the Department of Internal Audit and Assessment recommends that the members approve such resolution and permit the issuance of the 2020 NYCHA Internal Audit Plan in accordance with the authority's bylaws, delegation record, and other applicable authority procedures and documents pursuant to the foregoing terms of this resolution and such other terms and conditions as the General Counsel or the General Counsel's designee deems appropriate. Are there any questions?
This is
Thank
Paula
you.
Gavin.
Yes, Paula.
I know that we are in July, so we talked a bit before about the prioritization in the next 5 months and just any strategies that we have to ensure that we are looking at particularly the high risks before the end of the year.
Okay, our focus will be on items such as lead, extermination, any items that were part of the HUD agreement. That would be our first focus. And any orders that we don't complete will be rolled over to 2021.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Hyacinth. If no further questions on 52, We'll move on to the last item, Lakeisha Miller, item 53.
Good morning, all. My name is Lakeisha Miller. I am the Executive Vice President for Leased Housing, and I'm presenting item number 53. 53 deals with authorization to ratify the adoption of the amended Authority Section 8 Administrative Plan, most recently amended by Board Resolution 19-11/26-1, in accordance with the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development regulations at 24 CFR 982.54, governing the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program, to 1, revise policies to be consistent with new HUD guidelines on fair housing, program admissions and eligibility, payment standards, housing quality standards, and other general program policies. And 2, to address minor edits to provide better clarification on existing policies. For this update in particular, we did updates to partial reopening of our wait list for certain populations served. We adjusted the inclusion of factors for removal from the wait list. We included a voucher preference for FUP youth or Family Unification Program youth. And we updated to show the inclusion of a pilot program for PAC, as well as some optional waivers under PIH Notice 22-05 regarding COVID. Any questions?
No, Ms. Miller, Joseph Adams, board member. I think I spoke to you about someone who reached out to me for help regarding the guidelines for consideration for housing, and I was going to email you. I'm not going to type the meeting. I'll email you on that issue separately. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Lakeisha. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So is anyone from procurement on the line yet? Still no one from procurement. I apologize, Member Adams, but we'll proceed.
We'll follow up with the board. So
yes,
we'll get an answer to it. Thank you.
Yeah. All righty. So before we do, that concludes the presentation of the 53 items. Excuse me? Okay, that concludes the presentation of the items. We'll quickly take
Wait, I think, hi, it's Joey. I think that Josephine might actually have joined us. Josephine, are you on the line?
I'm here. I'm here. I guess you can't hear me. Sorry.
Thank you,
I'm
Josephine.
Here. Hi, Josephine Russo, Supply Management. Sorry, I had some technical difficulty. So the question was around the information we provided to board member Adams regarding the days in red. If you could just ask the question again, I'd gladly answer it.
The question, I'm sorry, the question is, they were late deliveries by Granger, and did the late delivery result in something that impacted our abilities to provide service at any level? I think that, does that summarize it, Joe?
Yeah, because whatever we're waiting on does have, would possibly have some impact if it's something that the certain developments are waiting on to fix something. That's primarily one of the key issues, is waiting after someone has made a request from management, and sometimes others get involved, and we're waiting on parts, we're waiting on door locks, we're waiting on various items to, continue our, our living in public housing. So if she can explain on each item that was late, then I can expand on what that part might be needed for, who might be waiting on it, as an example.
So I could speak in general terms. I can't speak to these items in particular, but when I look at the data that we shared with you, Granger was a little late on some of the items. The most they were late with 13 days. So these are the items that go to our LIC warehouse. So we have a min and a max. The system orders, so we're always up to the max. So it goes down to the min and we have to get to the max. And then these items are shipped to each of the storerooms at the development. So those locations also have their own inventory. I can't answer if this held up some kitchen sink installation at this point, but looking at these numbers, they're not drastic. They're not very high. It's the most time that was delayed was 13 days for, I don't know what this item was, some bag roll, something or other. So just based on this information, I didn't pull anything from, so when you ask this question, it's easier for us to determine that the item was received because at the LIC warehouse, we immediately put in a receipt. At the development level, there seems to be some type of delay. You know, they're very busy. They don't put in a receipt right away. So we couldn't give you an actual number that, hey, Granger said they have to deliver within 10 days and they're delivering with 20 days. But here we can determine that Granger is delivering timely, except for these small variables here.
Well,
I cannot answer your question based on this little bit of information.
Well, the
if it affected and
the example you used, I think, was a kitchen, a drain or kitchen appliance. So I have an example where I'm waiting 14 days and there's water running. We're waiting on a part that was supposed to have been delivered. That's just one example here at my residence.
Right.
The maintenance man responded. Management put in the order. It's been over 12 to 13 days we're waiting, and I have hot water just running down a drain. And that's just one example. So when you say the impact is low, low. But I'm just giving you my example, the one that you did. That's all. I mean,
no, I hear you. And sometimes those items may be specialty items, and it may take a little longer for delivery. If you emailed me what the item was, I'd look into that. But here, Granger's just delivering larger materials. It's more like let me see, a bandana, insect killer, 5-gallon water bottles, a coat rack, a bucket system, utility knife. So these items in particular, I will not hold up some repair in a residence apartment.
Well, insect killer is primarily needed for our pest control department. So if they're waiting on stuff to come address the situation, some of these development, that's a key item that they're waiting on. I mean, I'm just taking that one example out of what you just presented. Pest control stuff is needed, and waiting on that is just a terrible inconvenience if you have pests running around.
Right, agreed. But these items may be in inventory. We may have them already because there's a min-max. So we have a min of 10 and a max of 30. If the level goes below, let's say 15, the system reorders. So we still may have 15 on hand. And that's at LIC. We also may have these items at each individual storeroom.
Well, okay. Well, I'm finished with the question. I'm ready to move on. Thank you.
So I had a question on this as well. When an individual storeroom orders from, do we relieve inventory and do we still track down to the storeroom level?
I'm sorry.
Do we track to the storeroom level at the site?
Yes, we do. Now
Okay.
we do, yes.
So we could tell if there was any delivery that was late. If we looked at both the site and central stores, we'd be able to tell if there was some potential for impact. Is that right?
Lakeisha?
Josephine, are you still on? Unfortunately, we might have lost her.
Okay, well, we'll continue the conversation.
Yes. Member Adams, I must ask if your vote is still to abstain from 44 and 45 after that discussion.
Yes, it is, Madam Secretary. Yes.
Thank you. For purposes of voting, I believe everyone is still in the room, but I will quickly take another attendance. Chair is present.
Present.
Vice Chair Garcia. Member Adams.
Yes.
I can see you. Paula Gavin, member. Present. Matt.
Present.
Member Gonzalez.
Present.
Last but not least, Member Young.
Present.
Great, terrific. Chair, 53 items were presented for board approval. May I have a motion to approve the 53 items with Member Adams abstaining from items 44 and 45, 2 items where the vendor is WW Granger.
Paula Gavin.
Victor Gonzalez.
Gavin. Victor Gonzalez seconded. Paula motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Thank you. Chair, being that all matters before the board have now been addressed, may I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'm sorry, this is Paula Gavin. I just, it doesn't have to happen today, but I'd love to know the AC status and how we've done with our 22,000 goal.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. If no one is ready to comment on that today, we'll continue with voting.
I'd like to comment briefly on it, Madam Secretary. We had the installation completed our development. We have about 15 apartments where the water is coming in. They have to come back. I just got a phone call while we were on meeting that someone is supposed to be coming back to address the window fixtures so the water won't come in when it rains in some of the apartments, if not all 15. That's just here. I don't know about the rest of the developments. I don't know. Great.
Mr. Adams.
Yeah.
Quick question. Is the issue the window or the air conditioning?
No, it's the window, the installation around the window. What happened was maintenance came to try to address it. They do not have the materials here to keep the rain from coming in the window. And it comes down, my apartment was partially flooded. Downstairs below me, they have the same issue. And the apartment next to mine, and the other ones are written down, but I don't know exactly what floors they're on. It's the area around the window when the rain is very hard, it's coming in through that area that they try to secure the air conditioning. The air conditioners are working fine.
No.
It's
you know
the
what?
wing.
I'll call you offline.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the part where the expander, I think, is.
There you go, Greg. You got it.
Yeah.
It's part of the air conditioner, not the
Yeah,
window.
no, it's not the air conditioner itself. It's the way it sits in the window when you kind of fold out its wings and how it seals up. Or
Greg,
not.
Greg, are you on your way? I'm just kidding.
And Paula, I do have an answer for you. It's, I believe we are at 11,300 installed.
Great.
That's the last number I have on the report, and it could be more than that, but that's the last one I've got.
Thank you.
Sure.
Great. Thank you. So will the motion, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved, Catherine Garcia.
Okay, I have 3 things. The motion, Catherine?
Yes.
Okay. Second?
Jacqueline Young.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed. The recorded end time is 11:45 a.m. Thanks to everyone. The next NYCHA board meeting is scheduled for September 30, 2020 at 10 a.m. Presently, there is no scheduled August board meeting. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the rest of the summer.
You too.
Thank you as well.
Jacqueline.
Good day, everyone.
All right.
Jackie. Hello. Hernandez.
Yes,
Hi. 10:07 and 11:45.
11:45.
Okay.
10 o'clock to 11:45.
Okay. Thank you.
All righty.
Those people are on. I just want to congratulate Chair Russ and the team for yesterday's Blueprint for Change.
Thank you, Paula.
Yeah, Russ, I saw you on News One last night. You look like a disc jockey with no radio station.
You know what? That's my second job after this is I'll do play-by-play.
Don't quit your day job.
I just got tired of not being able to hear, of course, with some of the other stuff. So I just, just bought the headphones. So thanks, Joe. Let me know your favorite tunes next time.
All righty.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Take
Okay.
care.
See you in September, as they say.
Yes, absolutely. Enjoy. Stay safe. Bye.